In this episode of What I'm Painting, an actual through line to a previous episode. Accountability. Will it happen? You'll see. Roll that intro. Welcome to Corner Case. You're in the hobby corner. I'm your host, your fairy boy, your best friend, Deck. And today I want to share my hobby progress. And the first thing I want to start off with is a through line to a previous episode. I know, unprecedented on the channel, but I really intend on seeing this project through, and just maybe the pressure from this YouTube channel will help me do that. Here are the assembled models from the Moonstone game that I just bought into. I bought all the fairies, and these sculpts are awesome. I will say though, I assembled them and at first I was like, these are a little small, and then I realized, oh, well, I bought the fairies. So obviously if I bought into a different faction, that could be different, but here they are in all their glory, the fairies. They have a pretty cool flavor because in this game, they generate like a lot of resources up front, but they're like glass cannony, so they lose health very quickly, and as they lose health, they lose very quickly, exponentially quickly, but they have a lot of tricksy moves. They incentivize you to use the bluffing mechanic in Moonstone. If you guys are curious about the gameplay of Moonstone, I'll link something down below to just help you get your mind around that. They're really fun to play, it seems like, and I just love all the little butterfly wings, little Feywild. I feel like the Feywild was a little bit of like a trend in the last like couple years, like D&D did a Feywild block, and it's not a trend for me. I just think it's really fun. So here they are, assembled on bases. The Wasp, I think this model is called Vespa. This is my favorite. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna paint it yet, but in the box art is kind of got this like iridescent going on in the, I guess like in bugs they would call it the abdomen, but on this channel we call it the donk. There's all these like wings everywhere, so butterfly wings, like the iridescent wings. There's just like fertile ground to just go wild with the colorways on here. Will this crew appear again in a future episode? Hopefully. Stay tuned, subscribe to find out, and peer pressure me into finishing. Next thing I want to update you guys on, one of the best ways to get unstuck from burnout or just unstuck in your painting process is to paint something that has no emotional baggage. It's not a part of your army or whatever. And so I bought this model like 5 or 6 years ago. I have no clue anymore where it's from because I assembled it, I threw away the blister. I didn't even base it, or maybe I based it, but I threw that base out and I put on this infinity base because I intend to use her as like maybe a Joan of Arc Oxy, or like, I don't know. But like, do you guys know what this is? I want another one and I want more, but I like tried Googling it. At first I thought it was from Dark Age. I think I heard of that. She looks pretty cool. I had fun like painting the sword and like the weird dress, but she looks exactly like she fits into like Infinity military orders. Got the like big sword, the cross, just the overt crusade thing going on, the not 40k sci-fi going on. So really love this model. Have no clue where it's from. Please leave in the comments if you have any inkling, and I probably will buy more. Why? Well, maybe I like adding emotional baggage to things. And the last thing I want to share with you today is the Arcane Emissary, the Rasputina version from Malifaux 1/1.5. So yes, y'all know I am on the crusade to finish all of my Raspi/December crew models and to have pretty much the whole thing. So I bought this one like 5 years ago too, like when or maybe 3 or 4 years ago, the first time around I was playing Malifaux. Nowadays you can buy this like on the weird web store, like Malifaux Classics, but for a while, it was kind of hard to find them in stores, and back then I felt really special for having bought the last one. Really cool thing that happened here is I did not look at the box art. I had, again, assembled this like 3-4 years ago, based it, left it gray, and then I just picked it up and decided to paint it. And then when I looked at the box art to like figure out how to paint it, like when I was already 75 to 80% in, I was like, oh my God, this looks exactly like the box art. So I'll put them up side by side, but I think my kind of like strategy and how I painted all the little ice facets was pretty close. Again, for all you lore buffs out there, all of you people who know the Malifaux lore, please point me and the chat in the direction of what the story is here, what specifically is going on, because this is like a very, very cool model, very storytelling. I have my own interpretation of what might be going on with Rasputina coming out of this ice golem construct thing, and I think when other people see this model, they're like, oh cool, there's like a girl stuck in that mech, is what people have told me, even though like with the paint job, it's obviously like an ice thing. Obviously, right? Obviously? Point us in the direction of like where to read up on this. I do want to be more up on the lore than I currently am. It's definitely a long-term goal for my personal growth, my just in fulfillment in the hobby, and ultimately it'll probably feed back into the channel. So let me know. otherwise just had a lot of fun painting this thing. Looks really cool, and I'm so excited to plop it down in like a game store somewhere if that ever happens, because it's the type of model where like when you see people playing a game and you see that model, you're like, oh shit, like what is that? I want to play that. Kind of like the implicit motivation for painting is like having that moment if someone sees it and wants to play. That's all I have today in terms of hobby progress. Hopefully, you know, this Arcane Emissary Rasputina model shows up in another video later. Hopefully these Moonstone models show up in another video later. And hopefully, you know, I'm able to figure out where this mystery gal is from. All right, so that was it for today. Always appreciate it. We're always desperate. Please like and subscribe, all the YouTube things. Join the Facebook if you want to, link down below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Venerate the Emperor by subscribing now. Only in death does subscribing end.